going on?
Back to that Thrasher music, baby. Back to that Thrasher.
Yeah, we got quite an episode here, so we had to play some pump up music right out of the gate.
But listen, let's not bury the lead here, right? Like we shouldn't need pump up music today for you, good sir. Absolutely fucking smoking that 100-mile race over the weekend. Like absolutely crushed it. Congratulations.
Well, thank you for saying that. I don't feel like I crushed it, but I did get it done, which was the most important thing.
I mean, your body feels like you crushed it, right?
My body does. Johnny and I were just talking before we started recording, and he's like, "How you feeling?" I'm like, today's the day where it's all kind of hitting.
Yeah.
You it's like a jet lag. You stay up all night Saturday, and your body just is kind of in shock for a couple days. You feel decent. You're like, "Oh man, recovery's going well," and then midweek, it's like, bang.
Yeah,
so.
I tend to come in like my recovery comes in two waves. The first one is physical, right? Like the day after, like your legs are tired, obviously really really stiff. Your feet may not be chewed up, but like basically everything from like the waist down kind of hurts.
Mm-hmm.
That's my Monday, right? That's my Monday, and maybe a little bit of Tuesday. But like you're saying,
some feet swelling, yeah.
My Wednesday, Thursday of the after race is weirdly almost all waist up. It's like it all shifts, and like you're like you have that weird like kind of drowsy, tired.
It's exactly right, man.
And you'll be awake, and then all of a sudden you're super tired again, and like it is an odd thing that we do to our bodies for sure.
Yeah, I'm at the 4 to 5 cups of coffee a day level right now.
Now, all right. Now you're not as big as I. You're not a big dude like me. Do you get really hungry? Are you like just starving nonstop the last couple of days?
It goes in waves. I have eaten a lot, but I haven't really been like ravishing starving like I am sometimes after even long training runs. I'll be like massively hungry the day after. But this time I haven't been like starving, but I have put away a lot of food though.
Yeah.
I'll say that.
Yeah. I that's my other big thing is I'm like, dude, I am hungry. Like I can eat. I can eat all the foods. So
yeah, well, you get into quite a big calorie deficit.
Yeah. So was that race? Was the course and everything you'd hope and dreamed it'd be?
Yeah. So I did this race. I did Mountain Lakes in 2017, and I DNF'd around mile 70. And they did change the course a little bit this year. Like the first loop south of O'Lally Lake, where the start finish is it's pretty technical. It used to be 24 miles, but they changed that loop to 12 miles, and there's probably like 4 miles of forest like service road in that 12 miles. So the first 12 miles went, there was some technical trails, but overall it went a lot quicker than my pace was there in 2017. And then you get on the Pacific Crest Trail.
Yeah.
30 miles. And it's just in that out, it's like a stem out, and then you end up coming back on the Pacific Crest Trail at the end. But that 30 miles out is it's net downhill.
Yeah.
And it's like gradual downhill. So it's you can let it rip. I had a pretty good pace going that first 40 miles.
Oh yeah. Do we want to tell folks? Let's tell folks. Let's define. You can let it rip. Let's tell folks what kind of pace we were on.
I was definitely on like 24-hour pace, like getting into mile 40. And then you think, oh man, like I can even hike at a 15-minute mile right now, so as long as I can keep shuffling, running and hiking, and then I got to mile 40 I think it's 46 aid station.
Yeah.
And the sun was starting to go down. Reality started to kick in. There was at mile 46 aid station. Then you do a 8 mile out to this place called Frog Lake, and it's pretty much an 8 mile climb, and then
Ooh.
8 mile downhill on the way back. So it's 16 mile. The out and back is 16 miles total.
Yeah.
Well, some of the lead runners were already done with that out and back when I was getting into mile 46 aid station. They were done with that part, and they were heading off to complete this other loop around Timothy Lake. And I'm like, what the fuck? That's me a little bit.
It's so weird how, and like, as uber experienced runners, we should know not to let that demoralize us.
Yeah.
But it's really amazing how bad that just kicks you in the teeth sometimes. You're like, oh, what the fuck? You're like, damn.
Yeah.
But it is a weird feeling. So,
Well,
go ahead. Go ahead.
I was gonna say on the way back from that 8 mile out, there was, still people on their way up. So
There you go.
That's the other side of it. I'm like, okay, I feel a little better about myself.
Yeah. So where did they make up? You said the year you DNF'd, it had a bigger bottom section. Where did they make that up this year?
That's that out and back to Frog Lake.
That 8 miles, that 16 is the makeup.
That was new as of last year. They changed
the
course. So
did you like it?
The section that's new to me. It was okay. It was kind of a grind getting up there, but because it had just gotten dark and started getting cold. But yeah, it was okay. It wasn't terrible. But I had some hip flexor issues. I'm used to training on steep climbs.
Yeah.
And these climbs are all gradual. So So you're hiking fast. You're doing a lot more running than I'm used to. So I had some hip flexor issues. That heel pain that I've been having all throughout training on the outside of my heel. It's not like plantar fasciitis. It's like something on the outside of my heel. That started about mile 10. So I was dealing with that for a long time.
Awesome.
And the Sunday morning when it got warm enough out to take off all this cold weather gear that I had on, my pack was like loaded, and I had like the batteries for my waist lamp in there and everything, and like my mid back just started killing. Like, I could go through all the million excuses. But
shit,
I got
dude.
redemption.
Well, you got redemption on it, but also you were on pace for 24. We didn't hold on to that, but still, your finishing time was really, really good.
Yeah, 28. I think 28:36 was my finishing time.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'll take it. I'm not complaining. I got the buckle. That was my A goal, was to finish, right?
Yeah.
B goal was like if I was having the best day of my life, would been like 26 hours. So
yeah.
I can't complain.
Yeah. Good. Congratulations. Good job.
And and we'll get into this when we get to the race results, but there was a contingent from the Bay Area that was at that race that did really well. So.
Oh yeah, you guys went up there with some.
Well, I didn't really know them, but they're all associated with the San Francisco Running Company, which is it's a shoe store that's geared towards trail and ultra running. So but yeah, we'll get into that when we get to the race results. But I would say we can't bury the lead.
we got to jump right into this. It's like, listen, what we're about to talk about is such big news. Like, this is such big news. My wife, she's my wife. Like, so first off, we know what kind of nonsense she has to put up with. But even she texted me this morning, hey, today when you guys record, are you going to talk about Tara Dower? And I'm like, what? I'm like, hell yeah. I'm like, all right then. All right. My wife knew about it. I am on a work call earlier today talking to one of my wait, was this yes, this is today. Yes. I'm on a work call talking to one of my folks, one of my people that lives up in Massachusetts. And she's like, "Hey, like, do you know anything? Have you heard of this lady who hiked or ran or something like the whole AT?" And I'm like, "What the?" And then all of a sudden, this poor woman on my team has to listen to me go on ad nauseum about, well, there's these things called FKTs, fastest known times, and like, like the AT in particular, you can do it like north to south, south to north, supported, unsupported. And then like, oh, by the way, and she's like, listen, like I put up what I could chew. I just simply want to know if you knew about it. Like, hell yeah, I know about it. Like, I was all amped. But anywho, here we go. Tara Dower, folks.
Yeah, let's fucking go, Tara.
Like, so amazing.
So for those of you who don't know, Tara Dower just set the FKT on the Appalachian Trail. Not only did she set, she went northbound, or she went southbound. So she went from north to south.
Yep.
And not only did she set the FKT from north to south, which was more time than the FKT from south to north, but she also set the south to north. She broke the south to north time as well, right?
Yeah.
So she currently holds the fastest time on the Appalachian Trail. She was supported, which most of these FKT attempts are on the Appalachian Trail. But she's the first human to do less than 41 hours on the Appalachian Trail, right?
41 days. Less than 41 days.
Less than 41 days. Yeah. I couldn't imagine hours, right? But
I was like a dead ass like 5K sprint the entire AT trail.
I don't even think it's possible then.
Oh,
right?
dude, that's amazing.
It was like over 2,000 miles. No, so she did 40 days, 18 hours, and 5 minutes.
Yeah.
She averaged almost 55 miles a day, which is kind of unheard of because some of that terrain in the north where she started is, you're looking at 25 to 30 miles a day through that stuff because it's so rugged. But I guess the last day she did 100+ mile effort. So
yeah, it's insane. It's insane.
Yeah. And, if you look at this post on her Instagram, I mean, you got John Kelly, Courtney DeWalter, Killian Jornet, like Dirt Diva, that's Catcher Corbett, Dylan Bowman at Run Free Trail, like Ultrarunning. I think she's sponsored by them, but still Injinji, Harvey Lewis. You have all these people commenting on this. Like, it is a big, big deal. That's she's beaten Carl Meltzer, had the FKT for a while. Carol Saab was the current FKT holder for north to south. And Carl, he just set the PCT record. So
yeah.
I mean, just incredible. And we've been following it all along on Ultra Running News Network. We've been giving her status updates the best we can. That was one thing. They were kind of they gave us just enough information to kind of know where she was at, but but we really didn't have too many details. And I think that's just because she had such a small crew, which even makes this more impressive. She had that one girl that was pacing her, like in almost every video that she was pacing her. So she must have did hundreds of miles.
Dude, I can't imagine. Like, she's wore out. Like, so that's it. Like, I often really, really love seeing the aftermath. Like, I love like the aftermath of these kind of things. Some of the photos that have come out of them, just like absolutely, it's been more on their story. Like, if you click on our story, like some of those pictures of them like racked out on the front porch, like sleeping on, basically using one another as pillows in different positions. Like it has been just the funniest last couple of days to just kind of like be a fly on the wall and see the kind of stuff. You know what I mean? So it's been really cool.
Yeah, if everything I've been reading, like she was really roughing it, you know, just kind of sleeping wherever, and which, you know, it just makes it all the more all the better. That her accomplishment. So let's see here. There was some video here of her finishing, and you know, there was like 7 or 8 people, and one of the funniest comments was like, imagine you just set the record on the Appalachian Trail in less than 41 days, and you finish to a crowd of like 7 people clapping.
I know.
I'll say there was a lot of hater comments out there too. Like,
really,
people I was reading on this particular post, like this, you know, this can't be this can't be real, and
what?
she cheated, and
how would you cheat on the AT? Like, how would you cheat on the AT? Like, what, you think they threw her in like a side by side or some bullshit and cruised at like
a
5
dirt
miles
bike
per hour? Yeah, like you think they just rolled down the trail 5 miles per hour on the AT somewhere? Like,
and not to worry, so this, we should be clear, this is still being verified by the FKT website. So they will go through all the data, and you know, I can guarantee it with 99.9999% certainty that she did the trail. Like,
absolutely,
she's an experienced thru hiker. She's a sub elite, if not elite, ultra runner. You know, like, and she had the drive, dude. She had the drive. This is something that's been on her goals for years. So
I just saw on the one article, it even says like once she hit a certain point, Dower made her intentions of going after Saab's record clear before the start. Like she like right off the rip, she's like, "Oh yeah, I'm going after all of it. I want
she
want all of it."
Like, she absolutely did say that she was gonna set the fastest time period. Doesn't matter which direction, north, south, north. So,
and like I sometimes, you know, like I don't know, man. Like I've never thought about an FKT is so far from like the realms of possibilities for me, other than maybe like if I went out and created one on a bicycle path, like from my house to the Y, I might be able to hold that for like a day. But like I often kind of wonder if like Carl, when he did the south to north, right? Was his thing like, okay, I'm gonna take the new FKT. I'm gonna get the new FKT. But are you, when you're doing something like that, when you're doing something that grand, are you also looking at, I'm going to smash? You know what I mean? Like I just wonder how much gusto you put into it. And so if she was going into it the gusto of like, oh no, I'm going after Carl's also. You know, and so like I wonder how much of that there is also. Like, hey, listen, like if you've never had the fire to do this, you know, and like you're like, okay, I'm gonna do that. What you shoot for is what you're going to aim, you know, or what you aim for is what you want to hit, kind of thing.
Yeah. So she absolutely had a distance per day in mind. You know, like, I think you're right. Like Carl, he knows how much distance he wanted to average, and I'm sure they try to leave themselves a little padding as well.
Yep.
So yeah, no, definitely. Yeah, she knew what she was doing, obviously, and it paid off.
Dude, it is so freaky impressive.
Yeah.
Like it is so insane.
Think about this. Most people through hike the Appalachian Trail in
Like
6 months is the
Yeah.
average time, right?
Yeah.
She did it in like a little over a month.
A month and 10 days.
That's
Like
right.
it's nuts. Like it's like it like I mean you could really just boil it down and say she did this in 1/6 of the time it takes the average person to do it.
Yep. Absolutely.
What the F? What in the world? You know what I mean? It's insane.
Mind
It's
blowing.
so cool. It's such a cool story.
Yeah.
It's honestly one of my favorite stories of the year already.
Yeah. What day was it that she finished up? Was that like
So she finished very, very, very early hours of Sunday morning.
okay?
And because I woke up Saturday morning, like, Jamie's suffering out in the woods. Like, who else is suffering? And I flipped open Instagram, and like when I flipped open Instagram, it was like the stories were already of like her finishing. I'm like that. It could. I mean, it's dark, right? So it's. I'm guessing it's got to be what, probably 3, 4 in the morning. You know what I mean? Because there's not even even like a hint. So like maybe 5. You know what I mean? But
it was what did we say? It was 40
40
days.
hours.
What,
Or
18 hours?
40 days, 18 hours. Yeah.
So yeah, you're probably right. It was probably around 4 or 5 in the morning.
Yeah.
You know, because I think she probably started in the morning on like when it was light out from Mount Katahdin.
Yeah. So she, I mean, like, and we know she did 100+ mile day the day before. So you know, I mean, she probably chilled out, got extra good sleep the day before.
Yeah.
And then woke
Friday
up like,
night,
all right, I'm gonna bust out 100 miler today. And you know, at that point in a race or of a run, 100 miler probably took her, as long as it takes a mortal to do it, you know, it probably took her a solid 30 hours. You know what I mean? So
I bet you she beat my Mountain Lakes time.
Dude, that is a fascinating thing to wonder. Dude, I want to know that so bad. I want to know what her last leg was. Is 100+ mile. One, I want 100+ has a range, right? Like, was it 101? Was it 110? Like, it's 100+.
Yeah.
I want to know what it was, but I want to know how long it took her to do it, and I want to stack it up against your Mountain Lakes and like all my other 100-mile finishes. And see. Oh, that'd be so funny to see. That's good stuff.
Hell yeah. All right. Well, we got a lot more to talk about today.
Yeah.
So let's jump into some race results here. We can start with Mountain Lakes, which we've already talked about a little bit. I do want to say that the weather at the race was freaking incredible. Like, you couldn't have any more perfect weather. It was like maybe low 60s and you know, sort of sunny and sort of cloudy during the day, and then it got down into maybe the 30s at night, but it was dry. You know, my feet didn't get wet at all. There was no chance of my feet getting wet. So the weather was absolutely you know, you couldn't draw it up any better. So I got lucky. In 2017, when I did the race, a foot of snow dropped on the course the Wednesday before the race, and it kind of made it crazy. So, one other thing I want to say. So this is so weird. Since I was a kid, my lucky number's been 43. And the reason is I guessed the amount of stuff in this jar on this contest, and it was 43, and I guessed 43, and it was exactly right. So I've always been like, 43 is my lucky number. I play it in Keno. My brother has 4 numbers he always plays, so I use those 4 numbers plus 43, and I've hit like jackpots on that a couple times. So then I'm looking up my bib number to put on my drop bag, 43.
Oh, baby.
It was that was a good sign.
Yeah.
So, okay, let's look at the results. Like I said, there was a Bay Area contingent that showed up, and I heard this at mile 62 because they asked where I was from at the aid station, and I said San Francisco, and he's like, "Oh, there's Bay Area speedsters down here crushing it." And first place was Will Guzik from Mill Valley, right up north across the bridge there. Yeah. Second place was Eric Colton from Bend, Oregon, and Bend isn't too far from where the race was, maybe an hour or two. And Charles Kai from San Francisco was third place male, and Ben Moore from Mill Valley was fourth. So Bay Area took 3 out of the top 4 spots. And let's see, first place female was Julia Sorti from Portland. The first place male time was 17 hours and 15 minutes. And Julia's first place time was 19 hours and 45 minutes. And second place female was Melissa Quinn from Milwaukee, Oregon. Oregon has a lot of city names that are the same as other states' cities. Like
other states,
they have a Detroit, Oregon.
Yeah.
And they have a Dayton, right?
Yeah. They have a Dayton.
They have a Milwaukee. And they have a Portland, which there's a Portland, Maine.
Yeah. I think it's one of those things where, like, because it's one of the last states, maybe, like, people just got out there and they're like, oh, well, I was originally from this city, so I'm going to name it out here again, or some weird shit like that. I don't know.
Yeah, there is something to that. I looked into Detroit, Oregon once, and it was had some ties to Detroit. So, and Cindy Shepard was third place female. So, this race is pretty nice. There's like 11,500 feet of climbing. The climbs are all gradual, and it's they kind of make them long, right? You're like, God dang, where's the top of this climb? Just because it's not steep, it drags on and drags on. But the downhills are nice. The whole section on the Pacific Crest Trail is nice. Those trails are great. I would say this is a great beginner 100-mile race.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. The only difficult thing is that the logistics are a little hard because your crew can only go to mile 12, mile 40, mile 68, and mile 72, which isn't too bad.
Okay. Yeah.
You're pretty much on your own for like the last 30 miles, so.
Yeah. And what's kind of interesting, you said mile 12 and then mile 40?
Yeah.
Man, that's a...
Well, then 68, right? So you're 2 stretches of 28 miles without crew. Then if you're going to use a pacer, the only place you can pick up a pacer is mile 68 or 72. And they have to stay with you. If they get you at mile 72, they have to stay with you all the way until you could get at mile 98, I think, or mile 97 and a half. There's a place you could drop them off to your crew. But anyway, I would say it's a great first time 100. If somebody out there is going to run their first 100-miler, wants a nice scenic 100-miler with pretty good trails overall. The aid stations are great. Like the volunteers are phenomenal. No complaints at all. Go Beyond Racing is a really great race company. I've done a couple of their races, so it's
very cool.
Yeah, but all right. Well, let's move on. We still have quite a bit of other.
And like what's crazy, this is big news too. This one feels funny because, like, I swear we were just talking about, where's he at?
Okay. Yep. All right. We're gonna jump into this. So Grindstone races were this weekend.
Yeah.
And Grindstone is now a UTMB race. So, and this, they're doing away. It's not going to be a Hard Rock qualifier after this year, but it is still a Hard Rock qualifier this year, right? So this year it's a UTMB qualifier, it's a Hard Rock qualifier, and I believe it's a Western States qualifier too, right? So you get all three with that. And I couldn't believe it when I saw social media on Instagram or something, and they were interviewing Anton Krupicka.
Yeah.
Like, what made you want to run Grindstone? I'm like, wait, what? Like, that was completely under the radar that he was in Grindstone. Like,
way under the radar. Yeah.
Yep. Like, nobody knew about it, I don't think, or people were definitely not talking about it.
Yeah.
But he just showed up there like a boss, dude. Like, he didn't miss a beat. He crushed it. He got second place in the 100-miler. So, super impressive. So that guarantees him an entry into UTMB next year.
And there it is.
And he gets a Hard Rock lottery.
Yeah.
He gets a Hard Rock qualifier. So, and those were two of his goals. I don't know if you saw that right here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Breaking news. Why did I choose Grindstone? For 3 reasons. One, it's UTMB qualifier. If you finish top 3, I don't know. This guy is talking about some stuff, but and podium. So this is UTMB's Instagram page. That's why. His other goal was, well, let me go back to his page. He talks about it. Fulfills his goals for the 2025 UTMB and Hard Rock Lottery. I think his other goal was to podium. He said he took 20 trips to the bushes that he attributed to the awkward 6 p.m. start time. I will say I did one race, Kodiak 100, with a 6 p.m. start time.
Horrible.
Brutal, dude.
Brutal. So bad.
It's so bad. You're up all day waiting.
Yeah.
So it caused him gastric distress every single downhill throughout the race.
Yeah. It is not. It's not a fun way to do it.
He said his cantankerous left Achilles tendon. He spent the whole summer carefully managing it, but it started barking on the very first uphill, predictably worsened with accumulating mileage. So he had some impromptu pacing from his, I don't know if they're married or not, his girlfriend, Haley, or they may be married. I'm not sure. But she jumped in and paced him at mile 93 so he wouldn't drop. Yeah. So anyways, he got it done. It was great to see him. Oh, this picture right here, you see him in front of all these other people.
Yeah.
Somebody made a funny comment like how cool would it be to be like, oh, I was just running in a group with like Anton Krupicka.
Yeah. That photo is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's at least 7 people's Strava photo right now.
Yeah. No shit, man.
I don't know. The other thing I think, listen, it's exciting that Anton's back, right? Like, we were just it wasn't 5 episodes ago. We were like, oh, I was like, oh shit, I kind of forgot he even existed. You're like, oh yeah, he's been into biking. Boom, and now here he is.
Yeah, we were talking because he set that FKT, the LA Highway FKT.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh yeah, I kind of forgot dude even existed. But here's the other thing that's really kind of amazing. Who's the dude that beat him?
Yeah. So let's do that. Let's pull up the result here.
That's insane.
Yep. Oops. Okay. It was barking in my ear. Okay. So here we go. I lost my link with the results, but I can check Iron Far here. Okay. Grindstone by UTMB in Swoop, Virginia.
Swoop.
That'd be pretty cool. Have your address. Swoop. So Grindstone is 105 miles with over 20,000 feet of climbing for the 100-miler. Wasn't until 90 miles into the race the leaderboard showed Gavin Pryor at top, and he won in 21 hours and 23 minutes. That was his first 100-mile finish. He dropped from Canyon's 100-miler in April. So that was his first 100-mile finish, dude.
Yeah.
And then Anton came in second, 21 hours and 52 seconds. So, like, almost a half hour later. And that was his first 100-mile finish since his third place run at the 2021 Leadville, when he kind of showed up at 2021 Leadville out of the middle of nowhere too, and got third there. So he still got it, man.
Yeah.
And he actually said, with the type of training he's doing now and stuff, like, his times are maybe better than what he would have did back when he was putting down 180-mile weeks. Like,
yeah.
I don't know if you remember that. It was nuts.
You know what else I just realized is I'm looking on their map. I'm looking at where the race is and all that kind of stuff. Like, really looking at it. I always thought that Old Dominion once or twice hit the same trails that Grindstone uses. But Grindstone is like a fair amount more south of where Woodstock is ran than.
Oh, okay.
It's like south and on the other side of the highway. I didn't realize that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I guess I've never really looked at the map on it, but I know, Ron Delosier, he ran it. So UTMB's website is, here's the results. Okay. It was a little confusing, but okay. Gavin Pryor, like we said first, 21:23. Anton second, 21:52. Alex Proctor third, 22:17. So let's see what first place female is. Katie Jackson.
Yeah.
23:31. And Jill Denz was second place female, 23:54. And then third place female was Tanya Rapinski, 24:51. So congrats to all them. And Grindstone was traditionally just a 100-miler, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I think UTMB added the 100K and the 50K. So, by the way, the young speedster Hans Troyer was his first race back after Black Canyon, when he went out to get his second. He won Bandera. He came out of nowhere, like collegiate cross country runner, I believe. Came out of nowhere, won Bandera, called his shot at Black Canyon. He was running with Hayden Hawks at Black Canyon for at least half of the race. And he blew up, but he ended up finishing 10th, and he got rabdo. So his kidneys messed up, and he ended up in the hospital. And he's been a long time working back, and he got in the Grindstone 100K, and he was having a great race, even above course record at one point. But he ended up, I don't know, he got real tired. I saw in a video, he said he was getting like confused, like something was happening. He said he was staying on top of hydration, electrolytes, all that stuff, but he's didn't really know what happened. He's always learning, but anyways, he ended up dropping. But let's see who did do well in the 100K. Sean Bowman, 10 hours and 36 minutes. He won. Reagan McCoy was second in 10 hours 55 minutes. Dalton Randall third, 10 hours 55 minutes. And for the women, Holly Benner was first, 11 hours 22. And let's see here. Second place female was Danya Belisle from Canada, 12 hours 42 minutes, and Nicolette Cochran, third female, 12 hours 42. And like I said, there was a 50K. Dan Kurtz was first, 3 hours 57. Alex Forte second, 4 hours 2 minutes. And then Sarah Bergeron LaRoche from Canada was first place female, 4 hours and 31. And Ashley Braslovan, 4 hours 34 for the second place. So,
dude, I might go down and do this 50K next year.
You should.
This 50K looks kind of cool. I'm looking at the map of it.
Okay.
It's kind of cool. If you talk over, look at the map, it like I kind of like. Well, that's the top of it, but you see how it has the little 3 thingamabobbies. Move your. There you go. Nope. Up, straight up. Boop. Click on that. Okay. But check it. It's like a giant. So you obviously start finish at the same spot.
Oh,
come up.
There's only 3 climbs.
Yeah, it's kind of cool, right? And like, so go up, you hang a right. You hang a right at that split. You hit there. All you do is you keep hanging rights.
I think you stay left on that.
Oh wait, stay left on that one, and then you hit a right. And then you hit a right.
So it's like a figure 8 there.
Yeah, and then you're gonna do a massive climb.
Dude, that is a massive climb.
But what's kind of cool is you get to the top of that climb, and it's just a badass. Like that is a badass descent that you get to do.
That is all downhill for
a
lot of miles.
That's kind of a cool ass race, isn't it?
And then there's one. Then you're basically climbing up. Oh, this way.
You're climbing up the same one you climbed up earlier. Essentially, it's the same climb. You see what I'm saying?
Is that like, where is the start finish in the same spot?
Yeah, I think so. But you know what I'm saying? Like that same climb that's right around mile 10-ish, it looks like it's the same one you do around wrap up at mile 40-ish.
Yeah, it's similar. It's right next to it, so I'm sure it's like the same.
Backside of the hill or some shit like that. It's the same hill. You're on the backside of it or something, I bet.
Yeah, that looks pretty fun.
I don't know.
I wonder how do they say how much? 1550 meters.
1,500 meters. So you multiply it by like 3,500. It's like you multiply that by 3.5 approximately.
A little over 5,000 feet climbing.
Yeah, which not bad.
I mean, that's forget the PR.
Yeah. Now, what's funny is even 100K is not awful. The 100K is not awful. It's just a scooch over 10K.
Sorry. It's just 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
There's like 4 climbs and then maybe a little one towards the end for the 100K. Yeah.
But what you're doing the same figure 8, right? You're doing the same kind of figure 8, but right before you head back in, you're dipping south and doing a big ass loop down south.
Yeah, there's almost 11,000 feet of climbing in the 100K, which that's like pretty good, but
it's like doing muck, except you get an extra 12 miles to do it.
But Grindstone is pretty technical from my understanding.
It is. I've heard it is extremely. You know what's funny? I hate to sound like a punk, but that's literally why I would never do the 100K. It's because I don't want to be out in the dark kicking fucking rocks.
Yeah.
Like it is technical. I'll be miserable.
Lose some toenails on that one.
Yeah. I'll be miserable for a 50K in the daylight. I ain't trying to kick rocks in the dark.
Yeah. I hear you.
And on the 100K, there's a massive ass climb back at like 74 kilometer mark. There's a big old climb. Anywho, all right. Yep.
Yeah. So, all right. Let's move on to the Mammoth Trail, Mammoth Trail Fest. So Mammoth Trail Fest was started by Tim Tolfson, I believe, a couple of years ago, and it's out in Mammoth Lakes, California, which is on the Eastern Sierra, which, by the way, is a hidden gem. The Eastern Sierra. I mean,
Yeah.
there's like it's at altitude. It's got some major climbs. It's got some alpine lakes. It's just really beautiful. I've been out there only one time, but did a pretty epic hike to Duck Lake. And I know Dylan Bowman, when he was training for Hard Rock the year that he got second, he trained out in the Eastern Sierra. So, and that's kind of like where the John Muir Trail is and all that. But
okay.
Um, but anyway, so they have this Trail Fest, and this is one of those, I think, 8 races or so that's part of the Golden Trail World Series. The 26K. And if you remember, we talked about the Headlands 27K a couple episodes ago, where those two guys, that Olazio from Morocco and Kip Nago from Kenya, they were flying. We watched that video. Like they were in a full out sprint down Heather Cutoff Trail, and it was really close, that finish. Well, those same two guys were at the end of this Mammoth Lakes 26K, and I don't know. Oh no, not that. I'll go to the video.
While you get the video pulled up.
Here it is.
Wait, here we go.
So there was a little thing. I don't know, like if it's a controversy or not, but they were sprinting. They were sprinting towards the end through the little ski village, and the guy that won in the Headlands 27K, he kind of veered off to the side and kind of cut off the other guy. Like there was like some landscape barrier there.
Yeah.
And I don't know, like if he did it on purpose. I'm sure he kind of felt the guy's presence.
I think he 100% did it on purpose. Like, I mean, listen, like you can see him. I mean, he is purposely cutting that inside corner off, right? Like you're purposely taking that away. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
It is a really cool video. What's crazy is both the same guys, both times they finished. You know, Alazui finished first, and Kip Nago finished second. So it's just really cool how it's the same two dudes, the same finishes. You know, I mean, and they're both just flying again. Like it is. I will give this race series is doing some great drone footage of the finish lines. It is really cool.
Yeah. So Tim Tolfson started it, but I just found out that it's now an Aravaipa race series. So of course they have some great footage. And Kiriago from Kenya got third, that Philemon. And I believe, or maybe, wait, let me look at that Headlands 27K again, because I had a link to it here. Because those same 3 guys were on the podium. Okay, Olazio, Kiriago was second, and Kip Nago was third. So
so it wasn't the same one too. Okay.
No, it was the other guy, but it's same podium.
Yeah.
Just different second and third. And then Remy Bonnet, we talked about him. He set that Mount Tam FKT from Switzerland. He got fourth, just like he did at the Headlands 27K as well. And with the women's race, that Joyce Mathano Najiru from Kenya, she got first at the Headlands 27K. She also got first at this race, 2 hours 11 minutes. And Madalena Floria from Romania, 2 hours 14. And then there was a decent amount of Americans in the top 10. Anna Gibson, Rachel Drake, got third and fourth. Allie Ostrander, MK Sullivan, 8th and 9th. Or Tabor Hemming and Lauren Gregory were 5th and 6th. So, yeah, there was a pretty good amount of Americans in that top 10 for the women. Only one American for the men, Garrett Corcoran, in the top 10. He got 7th. So, and there was a couple other races there as well. There was, share this. So there was like a mammoth triple, which I'm assuming if they run all three, the Dragon's Ascent. So there was this Ascent, like, it's just a big ascent. I can't remember the details on it. Actually, maybe it's on I Run Far. Let's see. Okay, here it is. The Dragon's Back Ascent. A 3-mile race went up 2,400 feet and paid 3,400 to its top finishers. And Remy Bonnet actually did win that one, right?
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense. That tracks. And then there was the 50K, and Chris Myers, who got third at Black Canyon, younger guy, and Cole Watson were first and second in the 50K. And then Bay Area, Sylvie Abel. Sylvie got first for the women in the 50K, and Lauren Peretz got second. So, so that was the Mammoth Trail Fest. Barkley Fall Classic. That's right. So I thought it was a little more organized than the original Barkley, but after reading more about it, that's not necessarily the case. So let me.
It's a little more organized.
It is. So they get the map the night before.
Yeah.
And they here it is. They get the map the night before, and the trails are marked only at trail intersections.
Mm-hmm.
They can't use GPS or they get disqualified and banned forever. First place male and first place female are offered a spot in Barkley, in the main Barkley, and that's in March or sometimes early April, but usually in March. So yeah, it contains has the hard climbs and hard descents, some of the signature hills that made Barkley a thing of legend. It's very hard from my understanding.
Yeah, it's weird. I mean, it's weird, but it's not weird. There's no data on it, right? Like, is it even on trails? Like, I don't know if it's on trails or not.
Yeah, so I think that's the one difference between the main Barkley Loop and the Fall Classic. I think the Fall Classic does stick to established trails, but
yeah, and because you can't use GPS, like that's like there's nothing on Strava or anywhere else that like you could be like, oh, this is what it is. Yeah, you know what I mean, like that's just one of those things. I don't know why. Like HOTS, I could trick myself into doing. Vol, I could trick myself into doing. But like, there's something about not knowing the trails that I'm like, fuck that. I don't know why. Isn't that weird? Like, I'm like, I don't know why, but like, it just doesn't do it for me.
Yeah, I don't know. I might be convinced to give it a go.
The BFC?
Just to experience kind of like what a loop of Barkley would feel like.
That is true.
I don't know.
Do we know the cutoff? What is the cutoff for this one?
That's a good question. Barkley Fall Classic. Is there even a website?
Dude, the website. So if on the Ultrarunning magazine article they have, if you click the website, it takes you to, I mean, honest to God, one of the worst websites I've ever seen in my life. Like it is a old school map.
Oh, it said 20,000 feet of elevation change. At first, I was like, wait, 20,000 feet of climbing in a 50K? Like, no, it's elevation change. So there's about 10,000 feet. So it's about the same as like a sky race, which, you know, I've done a few 50Ks with 10,000 plus feet. But, you know, this is pretty rugged. So it's,
yeah.
This is also from 2024. So 500 participant limit. Starting elevation 1,400 feet, high point 3,200 feet, 95% on unpaved trails, 50K. Does it say anything about the cutoff on the website you're on?
So the website's no bueno. Like go back to Ultra Sign Up. If you go to Ultra Sign Up, there is a right underneath, there's the website right there.
Okay.
If you click on it, go to look at that's the website, baby. Like that.
Oh, Durban Racing or whatever.
Yeah. So I mean, good luck finding anything on that. It has Tunnel Hill on there.
That's
which
it.
Which is super weird. So I don't know.
Okay. Well, if anybody out there is listening and you know details on the cutoffs, please reach out to us on social media or email us. I have the email address in the show notes. So, okay. Let's go over these results. Tim Landy from Great Britain, from Exeter, Great Britain, 38 years old, was first, 9 hours and 6 minutes. Christina Reglowski from Denver was first place female, 9 hours 32 minutes. Anton Clement from Petit Mars, that's a city somewhere, doesn't say the country, got second place male, 9 hours 48 minutes. And Brianna Tidd was second place female from Snoqualmie, Washington. So she trains out in the Cascades, 9 hours and 50 minutes. So congrats to them. Now, I don't know if participant limit is 500 unless there was like a gazillion DNFs, because there was 94 finishers. Yeah. Maybe that is true. Maybe it is true. Right?
Maybe. Dude, my dumbass, I have got myself all the way. I am on Ultra Setup reading the rules of it. Last cracks me up, man. Like, it's just, some of the rules are just absolutely, trekking poles are not allowed. Okay, whatever. That's just, you just want to be cruel.
Wait, are you serious?
Trekking poles are not allowed. So, all right, like you just want to make it hard, right? Like, it's like, but here's the other, like, and then here, goo type packets are not allowed either.
What?
Yeah. I love it. It's so stupid.
That's ridiculous.
It's so stupid. Oh man, I love it.
That's ridiculous. No goo packets.
Oh shit. Here we go. 500 5 a.m. Gates open for parking. 5:30 to 6:30 day of race packet pickup. 7 a.m. Laz lights the cigarette. All right, so 7 a.m. the race starts, right?
Yeah.
10:10. No. 8:20 the race ends. So you have
from 7 to 8:20. So you have 13 hours and 20 minutes.
13 hours and 20 minutes.
Is that a lap of actual Barkley, I think? 13
Is that what it is?
Maybe.
13:20?
Maybe. So that's That's pretty generous, but it's a tough race.
Is it? You don't even know what the course is. I mean,
Yeah.
it has 10,000 feet of gain. And here's the thing: we have talked about this ad nauseum. On the East Coast, you are not making up that time on that downhill more than likely.
Okay. Valid point.
Like you can try. You'll also have a dislocated shoulder, possibly. Like it's, it is so
or a
funny.
broken neck.
Yeah, it's so fun. My dumbass has sat here and almost like read this into me kind of wanting to do it now. Like it just sounds so effing miserable. So I'm like, oh, you know what? That'd actually be kind of funny. So
well, I wish that we could see how many DNFs there were. One person got disqualified. They must have been using GPS.
Or had a goo packet, that son of a bitch, or littered, son of a bitch. Who you think you are with that goo packet?
Yeah, easy nutrition. No.
No, get to eat your bologna sandwich and eggs and shut the fuck up. Keep on keeping on.
Your bologna sandwich.
Like what is there's like
bologna and cheese.
Bologna. I also there's a what is the movie where the kids have to eat eggs and they're out on like that farm in the desert digging holes and shit. And they
talk about Napoleon Dynamite.
Well, there's that reference, but I feel like that reference holds true to like multiple movies that are along that like weird like, because I feel like that's just a reference, like an homage back to older shit. I feel like, but I could absolutely be making that up in my mind. My wife, I'm surprised my wife hasn't heard me in the living room and hasn't texted me about what I think I'm thinking about, because she's probably right. But anywho, but dude, I kind of want to go get that dumbass medal.
Yeah.
Like that medal's dope as shit.
Yeah, it's gotta be hard. I think I don't know why they don't put the number of DNFs on here, but if there truly is 500 people that start that race, that means there was like 400 DNFs.
That is awesome. Oh my god! Wait, hold on. If I just clicked on the 2024. No. Oh, wait. 400 DNFs. God bless, dude. Yeah. Like, no way 500 people signed up for it.
Yeah.
No way.
Oh, there's a marathon, too. Oh, maybe the 500 people is included in the marathon.
Yep. Because Laz...
Oh, here's the DNFs. 159.
Because Laz is 100% that dude that would be like, fuck these cats. They DNF'd. You know what I mean? Oh, that's the other thing. You can be on. There's a point on the trail. There's a point on the course called decision point, and it's quite literally that. You can either be like, nope, fuck it, I'm tapping, I'm heading in for the marathon, or you can grip it and rip it and try to make the 50K. But that's like, you know what I mean?
Well,
like,
that all makes perfect sense now, because there's no DNFs listed on the 50K, but there's 145 marathon finishers. There's 159 DNFs of the marathon. So that tells me that if you're going on, you're in a good position to finish the 100 or the 50K.
50K.
Right.
Yeah.
So everybody that went on finished the 50K.
Well, maybe you might have. I mean, you might have been at decision point, like, fuck it, I can make this up. And then reality is like, psych, you ain't making anything up.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
And then you don't get the marathon finish, and you get a DNF.
I got you. So all the DNFs are just listed under here, and
instead
of split. Okay, that makes sense.
It's just one, like, so those are people at DNF. Those are people DNF at mile 17.
Yeah.
They DNF, like they thought they could make the 50K cutoff. Psych, they couldn't. Yeah.
So there's 145 marathon finishers, 159 DNFs.
So that's 300, and then another 94.
46 didn't start.
Yep. So you're right at 450-ish.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Dude, let's do it next year.
Oh man, I just think about taking a break, man. If I don't.
Yeah. Yeah, you take a break from like now until like January, and then you train your face off for this stupid ass 50K. I mean, how ridiculous is that? You got to train your face off for a 50K.
I would just go find a hill and
All that, all
up
that,
and down. Yeah.
Yeah, like you do long runs, right? Like your Saturday long run, but that Sunday run, that's like that back-to-back Sunday run, like nope, you turn that into a hill repeat day. You just do hill repeats on tired ass legs. That's what I did for Tahoe.
Yeah. Good call. All right. Well, we are over an hour already, and we still got a long way to go. I do want to talk about this race real quick.
Yes.
Cowboy 200. It didn't happen this past weekend. It happened the weekend before. Well, September 13th it started. One of our listeners,
Cole
Crosby reached out and mentioned this race to us. And first of all, I want to say thank you, Cole, for listening, and thank you for reaching out. This is why we're doing this, right? We want people to interact with us and make us aware of these races that we don't really know about, that aren't highlighted. But this is a 200 miler in Nebraska, in Norfolk, Nebraska, and it's a rail trail 200 miler, and it's point. I believe it's point to point. Yeah, it is. It's point to point, and looks like some people laid down some pretty fast times here. According to Cole, the top 3 runners all broke the course record this year in this 200 miler, the Cowboy 200, all under 47:50, which must have been the old record. And Cole himself actually won the race. And let's go to the results.
Yeah, while you look at the results page, you know what part of this race really is like twisting my mind is this race is held in September, right? Dude, the photos of people in these races, you would think it's effing January. Like, how cold is Nebraska in September? Like, they are bundled up.
Yeah, I bet it gets pretty cold at night, I'm guessing.
That wind has got to be. I bet that wind out there is freaky, boy. I bet it just cuts you to the bone.
Yeah, no doubt about that.
It is an absolutely beautiful course. So one of two things: either A, it is absolutely a beautiful course, or B, they have some of the best photo work being done in the game, because these photos are phenomenal on their website. Like, it's a really cool looking race. Yeah. Really cool. Like, I'm not much for flat races, but this is a pretty cool looking one.
Yeah. Rail trail, crushed gravel. So I'm on their live tracking site, but this doesn't necessarily tell me like first place. And I swear I had this figured out the other day, but Cowboy 200 results.
The other thing that's really cool about this race is
here we go.
You go over what looks like multiple big ass bridges. Like, there was a couple of like really big, like old bridges. Like, there's one that is really long and really high. That one right there. Like, that thing looks freaky, dude. That is super cool.
Yeah, that would be a fun race, I think. Cole Crosby, like we said, first 41 hours and 57 minutes. Like, I don't care if it's a rail trail or a road, dude. If you're laying down 200 miles in 41 hours and 57 minutes, like,
I wish we would have had, like, hindsight 2020. We should probably just took the initiative and had Cole jump on with us, because I want to know what Cole's hip flexors look like after 200 miles on that flat going 41 hours. You know what I mean? Like, golly days.
I couldn't even imagine.
Can't even wrap my head.
Hans van Zanten got second, 45:54, and Todd Knott 47:11 for third. First place female Shannon Ellis 59:18. Second place female Constance Garo, 64.57. Third place, Lisa Marie Fosdale Griffin, in 67.58. So, yeah. So Cole also mentioned that this race has some historic significance. And I guess the community and the race directors are great. And he wanted us to give some love to the Cowboy 200. So
absolutely deserve it. It does look like a really cool race. It looks like a very cool race. And like if you're looking to crack into 200 milers, it's probably a pretty solid one to get your feet wet in, because an 84-hour cutoff is pretty solid for a 20. Because I mean, shit, my slow ass did Tahoe in 96. You know what I'm saying? So if these guys are giving you 84 to do Nebraska 200, that's a good cutoff. That's a good one to get your feet wet and kind of like dip your toes in. And I really want to stress, I'm really like the pictures look very cool. It looks very scenic.
Yeah, so just a little blurb about the race here. Runners will travel from Norfolk to Valentine on the Cowboy Trail, an old rail trail consisting of crushed limestone trails. It's off limits to automobiles. During their 200-mile adventure, runners will be immersed in nature, experience the beauty and solitude of the Nebraska backcountry. Along this amazing journey, runners will see many ancient relics from the old railroad and pass through many quaint, history-filled towns, still utilizing buildings and artifacts from the old railroad, including a water-powered grist mill and numerous old railroad depots scattered along the route. Some of the most famous and awe-inspiring structures along the Cowboy Trail are the former railway bridges in which runners will cross. In total, there are over 200 bridges along the route.
That is cool as shit.
Yeah. The largest being a quarter mile long and 148 feet high. This is truly a beautiful trek through America's heartland. Cowboy Trail is non-technical, 100% runnable, and extraordinarily flat, making it perfect, like you said, for the first time 200 miler or for those seeking a PR. And they do have a 100 miler as well.
For those seeking a PR of a 200 miler, like as if there's just a crap ton of people who's knocked out 200 milers. You know what I mean? Like I like the idea.
Yeah.
Like, oh, by the way.
Yeah.
Here comes another one. Like, here's the other cool thing. Here's the other number one reason I want to go run this race. One, it does look very pretty, right? It looks very pretty. But here's the real reason I want to go run this race in Nebraska. Is because after you are during the race, before, during, and after the race, you can eat all of the oh my god, what is the restaurant that's really famous in Nebraska? It's like Hot Pocket sandwiches. Oh shoot.
I don't know.
Oh dude, wait until I get you hip to these. They are so effing good. Nebraska sandwich. Hold on, wait a second. Runza sandwich. Runza. Runza sandwiches.
Okay.
Dude. Unbelievable. I would go run that 200 miler just to eat my body weight in Runza.
Heck yeah.
Like,
that's awesome.
So fucking good.
All right. I'm going to have to make a trip to Nebraska.
Yeah.
All right, Pikes Peak was this last weekend. Saturday's uphill race. So Pikes Peak Ascent is 13.3 miles and 7,815 feet of gain. Imagine a half marathon with 7,815 feet of gain. And you finish at a 14,115 foot summit, and a $10,500 prize purse awarded, $2,000 to the winners, and money paid $5 deep. And the race, I think, is usually part of the Golden Trail World Series, but it wasn't this year. But the men's race still had some elite mountain runners. Joseph Gray, he just kicks ass at all those like shorter distance mountain races, and Seth D. Moore have starred on Pikes Peak for the last decade. And Gray won in 2 hours 11 minutes. Seth was second, 2 hours 14. And for the women, Allie McLaughlin, 2 hours 45, and Holly Heifman, 2 hours 46. So that was, and then there's a marathon as well, which is an outback, but it must have snowed. The marathon's the next day, so they couldn't go all the way up.
Awesome.
They had to turn around, so the marathon ended up being only 15 miles. They had to turn around at bar camp. What's his name that had to pull out a hard rock? Oh my God, why am I blanking on this right now? He had
appendectomy.
Yeah.
It's not Hayden Hawks. It wasn't Hayden. It was.
I'm an idiot. Like, I follow him on Strava. I see him all the time. I talk about him all the time.
Yeah.
He's one of my favorite ultra runners. I'm just in a brain fog from Zach Miller. Duh. Good. I'm in a brain fog from my being up all night on Saturday. Anyway, Zach Miller lived at bar camp up there. He took care of it for a while, but that's where the marathon turned around. And okay, so for the marathon, I was looking at the results and I'm like, 1 hour and 46 minutes, the winner of the marathon, but it was because it was only 15 miles. So Jonathan Aziz and Tate Knight was second, 1 hours 49, and Sarah Gould, 2 hours 10 for the women, and Sarah Beal, 2 hours 13 for the ladies. Little Ohio love there. She's from Ohio, right, Sarah Beal?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, now she lives out in Arizona,
Colorado.
Okay.
I don't know. That's a guess.
Yeah, she's originally from Columbus, like Grandview. I don't know about originally, but she lived in Columbus and Grandview for a while. And now she's out. Maybe she is Colorado. But yes, she moved out west somewhere to trail running community.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to move. I'm not really going to pay or do too much on the next two, but I just want to say shout out to Max King. He won the Dragon's Back race in North Wales. This is like a stage
super
race.
Cool race. Yeah.
Yeah. Super cool. I'd love to, I think we've talked about it at length in one of our earlier episodes, like one of the first episodes, but it's a stage race, I think 6-7 days maybe, and like 280 miles, I'm guessing, I think. And there's a lot of climbing, like maybe between 60 and 70,000 feet. And it's very rugged, very, very steep, crazy climbing. But Max King won Dragon's Back. So congrats to Max. He's one of these guys that's just been around forever and he's still kicking ass. And Hayden Hawks actually apparently is still overseas
she's having a good old time.
After his CCC victory at UTMB 3 weeks later, he runs the Julian Alps Trail Run 50K in Slovenia, and he took second place. So shout out to Hayden Hawks, still kicking ass over there. Another race I want to talk about was Dances with Dirt, right, in Hell, Michigan, which is where Woodstock is. Now, Dances with Dirt, dude, this race has been going on for quite a while. And when I lived in Michigan, I volunteered at this race. They have a relay. There's a few Dances with Dirt. There's Gnawbone, Indiana. There's one in Wisconsin. There's Devil's Lake, Wisconsin, and then there's this one in Hell, Michigan. So they have a 100K relay, and I was working one of the relay points, and the relay point, like, they kept it kept moving out further and further from where it was supposed to be, and I was supposed to be in charge, and I'm like, you got to stay back. And they kept running out and saying and yelling, I'm a cheating bastard. And they would run out and get the baton like way out, or the flag or whatever way out. I'm like, you can't. I'm like, I had no order. No, it was pure chaos. And a huge crowd of people, right? And they were all in costumes, and you win prizes for like best costume as a team. You win prizes for best crew or vehicle. So your team's vehicle, like there was one year that was like a white van that was spray painted free candy on the side of it.
I love
and
it.
Jessica went over there to get free candy, and they like pulled her in the van.
That's awesome. That is awesome.
So anyway, I later found out that you're actually allowed to take off early from those relay points if you yell, I'm a cheating bastard. so it was legal. I didn't know. But anyways, they have a 50K and a 50 miler in addition to those relays, and they take you like through the woods, right? It's not always on trails. It's like through the woods, through these, they make you like go down a river as part of the course, like, dances with dirt. But anyways, I just wanted to give a shout out that went on. 50K, Chris Norman was first male overall, and Taylor Corkins was first female overall for the 50K. For the 50 mile, Jesus Vasquez was first overall in 9:33, and Josephine Whedon was first for the ladies in 10 hours and 10. So, in Flagstaff was here's the Dance with Dirt website. It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
In Flagstaff, they had the
Grand Canyon Stagecoach. 100.
Yeah, Flagstaff to Grand Canyon, right? So it's I think there's around 6,000 or 7,000 feet of climbing, maybe over that 100 miles. I believe it's on the old Stagecoach Trail, right? So it's like a wider, nice trail. I always thought that would be a cool race to do.
It sounds very Black Canyon 100K ish.
Yeah. So in that race, Edwin Miller got first for the men, 1953, and Andrea White for the ladies, 21:17. Also, IMTUF was this weekend, and IMTUF is actually a hard rock qualifier. It's in McCall, Idaho. And David Iola won for the third time in 22 hours and 17 minutes. And Madison Lichty won for the women, 24:22. I think I've heard that's a really tough race.
I want to say I looked at it like a year or two ago on Instagram and stuff like that. You're just like, dude, like it looks brutal.
Yep, 22,000 feet of climbing. A variety of terrain from smooth trails to steep rocky mountain running. So, okay. And also there was a new FKT on the Colorado Trail, self-supported, right? Self-supported. So no crew. Brent Herring went from east to west on the Collegiate West route in 10 days, 17 hours and 38 minutes. And okay, now we're getting to the news.
Oh man, there's some juicy news. Juicy news.
Like really, I was kind of shocked to see this, but after thinking about it a while, it sort of makes sense. And there was a statement, so I'll get to that. I didn't get a chance to send you that link. I just saw it like when I was setting up for the show.
Dude, we are hour 24 in. I really hope a lot of people have managed to bear with us this 124 because this is absolutely unhinged. This is unhinged.
So this article was released by the Running magazine in Canada, and let's see, what day did this? September 23rd. So
Sunday or Monday?
So Monday, yeah, I remember reading about it traveling back from Oregon.
Yeah.
So apparently Camille Herron, who's one of the best, if not the best, flat, track style, loop style female ultra runner in the world, who has, she had set all kinds of records. Some of them have been broken this year by Stein Rex, but 24 hour, 48 hour, 100-mile. She's got the 100-mile record. She's got like all these records, right? So she's very accomplished. But I have always noticed on her social media that she's kind of discrediting people when certain organizations are not ratifying certain records, and this and that. Well, it just comes out that her and her husband, who's her coach, they got busted by their IP addresses, going on other elite ultra runners Wikipedia pages and changing information in the Wikipedia pages to maybe make them look less elite, and changing her own information to make her look more elite.
Yeah. And it's dumb stuff. It's like dumb. It's like also some of it's really dumb. It's like the puffing kind of stuff, the puffery stuff is what really got her hemmed up. Like what? Like it's so stupid.
Yeah. So I mean, anybody can update Wikipedia pages.
Yeah.
So I don't necessarily know if what she did is wrong, or like it's not illegal or anything. It's maybe just very unethical, and like, why would you feel the need to do this? Like, she gets all kinds of props. Like,
it's so petty. It's so petty.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of funny because like after you and I had talked about it on Sunday or Monday, after you and I talked about it a little bit, I did go down a rabbit hole on Twitter about like AJW commented about it. There's another Twitter account that's out there that's like ultrarunning podcast, or I can't.
Oh yeah, I know that dude, Eric Schranz. I don't know him personally, but Eric Schranz from Ultrarunning podcast. Yeah,
seems like a really nice guy. Like seems like. I mean, it's Twitter, so you don't know. But
he's been known to say some controversial stuff sometimes. But
overall, he had made the comment.
He's a good guy.
Yeah, he made the comment that Camille blocked him years ago.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And so like AJW saying stuff on here, AJ was like, this is like, it's upsetting, but like, what are we doing? Like AJ sounded like he was kind of like not all the way, like he was like lightweight. Yeah. Like what Camille's doing was kind of effed up. You know what I mean? Like it's just nuts, man. And then there's obviously like the making fun of the story kind of comments also, because if you know Camille, she's pretty outward about some of the other stuff that she has in her personal life. So people are like, oh, is this a sign or symptom of? It was like really going after, like, yeah, it got hot fast.
Yeah. So there's definitely some details and proof that.
Oh, yeah. Oh no. Did we just lose Jamie?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Oh, Jamie's back. Yeah, we got you. That was super weird.
Yeah, I heard a beep and then I disappeared. It looks like my connection's a little weak right now. I don't know.
So yeah, it is. It's messed up. It is really whack. So
yeah, so she's over to in Greece to run the Spartathlon right now.
That's right. Yeah.
And her husband and coach, Conor Holt, he made a statement that he takes full responsibility for this. And
he's ain't falling the sword for wifey, huh?
And he Gonna get some bonus points. No.
Damn, dude. He's ain't take that. He's ain't take the rap for it, huh?
So this morning, Let'sRun.com moderators revealed on its message board that they received an email from Holt taking full responsibility for the edits. We received the following email from Conor Holt, the husband of Camille Herron, surrounding the Wikipedia edits controversy outlined by Canadian Running yesterday. Here's the email. Hello from Greece, here for Spartathlon 153. Yesterday, received notification about published article. He found an email September 20th in his spam account after the article was published because they reached out to him for comment.
My ass, you found it in a spam account.
Yeah. It gets worse. It gets worse. I never got a chance to say anything to the Canadian Running website before they published it. We have been traveling the last few days with limited access! !
Oh, get out of here.
For the Wikipedia part, Tempo Run 73 was the original account I created 2016 and used to edit the page. I managed this so Camille could focus on her running and recovery. Starting in 2023 and continuing to this day, cyber bullies by the name of Stephen Wallig and a few other were repeatedly editing our significant parts of Camille's life biographical details. I kept adding back in the details, and they blocked my account in early February of this year. Nothing was out of line other than with what other athletes have on their pages. Wikipedia allows the creation of another account, so I created a new account, Rund Bowie. I was going off what other athletes had on their pages using the usernames Rund Bowie and copying and pasting this info. Camille had nothing to do with this. I am 100% responsible and apologize for any athletes affected by this and the wrong I did. I was trying to protect Camille from the constant bullying, harassment, and accusations she has endured in her running career, which has severely impacted her mental health, so much to the point that she has sought professional mental health help. I also went ahead and deactivated all of Camille's social platforms for the time being because of the vile comments she has received. I appreciate you reaching out to me, Conor Holt. So while Holt is taking responsibility for the Wikipedia edits, he claims his actions were to protect Herron from cyber bullies, and an excuse the Let's Run community hasn't been buying so far.
Dude, have you ever heard of? Do you know what Darvo is?
No.
So Darvo is argumentative, defensive kind of like posture. And Darvo is an acronym, right? It stands for deny, attack, reverse, and then become the victim and the offender, right? So deny, attack, reverse, victim, offender.
Sounds like I just went through all those.
That was literally Darvo typed out into an email. Like, it's like this cat like pasted a Darvo, and it was like, all right, I'm going to deny it. I'm going to attack everybody else for being cyber bullies. I'm going to reverse the script. I'm going to make Camille into the victim here, and then I'm going to talk about who the real offender is. Like, that was Darvo to a T. Like, that's insane, dude.
And on the Instagram post where I found this article, dude, the comments were like, not buying it. Like, it was not buying it at all. Like, she's been open about discrediting other runners in the past, and like so anyways, but who knows? But I just there's just no reason for it, man.
No.
He's one of the best in the world.
Yeah.
Is that not enough? I mean, I know she's probably pretty salty that Stein Rex broke a couple of her records this year, but
when we hop off here, shoot me the article or shoot me whatever it is that had his email reply in it. Okay.
Yeah, I will.
Text there to me. Oh my God, that's some next level dart.
All right. Well,
we'll teach our listening community about Darvo.
Yeah, and we will stay on top of the story because I'm sure there's going to be more coming out about it. Pretty interesting. It's unfortunate because I always had pretty good respect for Camille. I've even like commented sometimes on her, like congrats, and she always responds. Like, she seems like a pretty top-notch person, so it's kind of
really
disappointing
sucks.
to see. So,
really sucks, yeah.
And who knows? Maybe the husband is fully to blame. I don't know, but we don't know.
Hubby's never to blame.
He's quick to jump on the sword, though. All right. Well, thanks everyone for listening. I know we went a little long today, but
it was worth it. It was worth it. Shout out to everybody who made it the full 95 minutes. It's well worth a listen. This is honestly one of the funnest ones we've done in a minute, like in my opinion. So well worth it.
Yeah, for sure. So, all right. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and take us out. But
get us out of here,
everyone, and have a good rest of your week, and have a good long run on the weekend.
Cool.